Good morning. I am pleased to welcome you to this video. In the previous video, we analyzed the poem in general. Today, we will analyze the poem line by line. If the lesson is useful to you, you can subscribe the channel for more teaching videos. First, we will read the poem, Holy Sonnets. Death, Be Not Proud, by John Donne. Death, be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. For those whom thou thinkst thou dost overthrow, die not, poor death, nor yet canst thou kill me. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be, much pleasure, then from thee much more must flow. And soonest our best men with thee do go, rest of their bonds and soul's delivery. One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die. Now, we will analyze the poem line by line. First, we will analyze the title. This poem falls under the category of sonnets, written in metaphysical era. The title shows the speaker addresses towards death. The speaker in this poem speaks towards death. Therefore, death has been regarded as a person in this poem. Even though death is an abstract phenomenon, it has been given human characteristics, the person's characteristics. Therefore, the writer has used personification, a technique in this poem. The speaker addresses towards death. In his address, the death is informed not to be proud. The speaker informs the death not to be proud. The comma used in the title shows further that death has been addressed in this poem. Death, be not proud. We can see that the beginning lines of the poem has been taken as the title. The death has been addressed in the poem. The speaker speaks towards death. In his speech, death is informed not to be proud, not to feel proud. Though some have called thee mighty and dreadful. The speaker gives the reasons for the readers why death is proud. The reason, the following information reveals that some people regard death as powerful and fearsome one. The diction mighty refers to powerful nature of death. The diction dreadful stands for the fearful nature of death. The speaker says that some people refers to the death as powerful and fearsome objects. However, for the speaker, according to the perceptions of the speaker, thou art not so. The death does not reserve those qualities. The death does not have those claims. For those whom thou thinkst thou dost overthrow, the people think that death takes the people suddenly from their positions. Irrespective of their positions in the society, people think that death takes them from their positions suddenly, irrespective of time. The speaker, this poem has been an argument against the deaths. In the arguments, the speaker emphasizes the powerless nature of deaths. The speaker emphasizes the powerless nature of deaths. So some people think that death takes the people from their positions irrespective of time. The speaker mentions that die not, poor death. The speaker shows pity towards deaths. You can see deaths, the initial letter of that diction has been written in capital letter, which further emphasizes how the speaker treats death in this poem as a proper noun. Nor yet canst thou kill me. The speaker says that even though people think you in such a fearful way, you can't kill me yet. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be. The next argument of the speaker is rest and sleep are the duplications of deaths. So what happens to us during rest and sleep happen in deaths. That is the argument of the speaker. Therefore, the speaker regards rest and sleep as the duplications of deaths. Rest and sleep are the duplications of deaths. The argument of the speaker is, from the duplications, we as humans gain pleasure, happiness. We get happiness from rest and sleep. Then, therefore, from D indicates death here. The speaker directly addresses towards death. Then from you, as you are the original occurrence, people should gain more pleasure, more must flow. That term indicates more pleasure. So the another argument of the speaker is, while rest and sleep are the duplications of deaths, people gain pleasure from the duplications. Therefore, from the original occurrence, people must gain more pleasure. That is the argument of the speaker. The another argument or the another fact put forwarded by the speaker, and soonest our best men with thee do go. The death occurs with the people. Rest of their bones and souls delivery. What happened when people die? Their bones and their flesh takes rest, and their soul takes another birth. The diction delivery universally stands for a childbirth. So the argument of the speaker is, when we die, our bones and the flesh take rest while our soul takes another birth. The next argument of the speaker is, thou art slave to fate. According to the speaker mentions the death as a slave. For what the death acts as a slave? It is a slave for fate, for luck. If the people are lucky, they will survive. If the people have bad luck, they will die. So there is no role for death, because the death functions under the control of fate. Because of the chance, people die accidentally. People escape and survive accidentally. So there is no role for the deaths. Death has to act under the control of chance. Then the diction kings refers to the decision of the kings or their capacity. If kings decide for war, there will be more deaths in the battlefield. So there is no role for the deaths. The decision is in the hands of the kings. In this place as well, you can see death functions under the control of kings. And desperate men refers to the people who commits suicide. The people, they think the place, time, and the very cause of their deaths. So there is no role for death. Death acts under the control of these forces. Therefore, fate, chance, kings, and desperate men are regarded as masters in the poem, while death acts as a slave. So it is another argument of the speaker why death should not be prouder. And thus with poison, woe, and sickness dwell. Death is with poison. If people take poison, they will die. People die in battlefield, in wars. People die because of their sickness. Therefore, death is with the destructive forces. Because of the poison, because of the war, because of the diseases of the people die. There is no power of death to make the people die. The another argument of the speaker is that poppy or charms, the drugs, can make people sleep well. If the people take those certain drugs, they can sleep well. And sometimes better than the stroke. Sometimes they will sleep better, or they will feel more comfort than the sleep or the death. Then the question of the speaker, so why swearest thou then? So why are you proud of yourself? The speaker asks questions towards death. Why death is proud of itself? The last line is powerful. You can see, one short sleep past, we wake eternally. The speaker refers to our death as a short sleep. One short sleep past, we wake eternally. The diction eternally refers to the afterlife, eternal life. It shows the religious imagery according to Christianity. One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. In our eternal life, afterlife, there will be no deaths. Death shall, thou shalt die. The irony of the poem is actually death. People will not die because of death. Death will die. People, souls will take another birth. So hope you understood this poem. One more time we can read the poem. Death, be not prouder, by John Donne. Death, be not prouder, thou some have called thee mighty and dreadful. For thou art not so. For those whom thou thinkst thou dost overthrow, die not, poor death, nor yet canst thou kill me. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be, much pleasure, then from thee much more must flow. And soonest our best men with thee do go, rest of their bones and souls delivery. Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and thus with poison, woe, and sickness dwell. And poppy and charms can make us sleep as well, and better than thy stroke. Why swellest thou then? One short sleep past, we wake eternally. And death shall be no more. Death thou shalt die. It is the end of my poem of my presentation. As it is the part 2 of my video, if you watch the part 1 video of this poem, you can understand many points regarding this poem and you can prepare for the examination. All the very best.